What is up, YouTube? It's Jay Coffee back with another hip hop blog for you guys. I found this interesting as it kind of ties to something that I was just speaking about recently when I was talking about the Eminem MGK situation. And thanks everyone for joining the discussion in that comment thread on my recent video. It seems most people were disagreeing with me when I was saying it felt like there's still some tension between MGK and Eminem. But like I always say, man, I'm the kind of guy I can agree to disagree. I truly want to talk with the people, hear what you guys think. You know what I mean? And most people said, Jay, we think you're reaching on this one, that MGK-ish been dead. But check it out. Let's get into what I'm talking about here, and I'll tie it all together for you guys. Now, what the deal is here is we know Eminem's birthday just passed. He turned 48. Slim Shady getting old, man. We all get old, though, right? And this producer, Dante Ross, right, affiliated with the Soul Assassins collective, which is a bunch of dope rappers, producers, all that. In my opinion, I think Soul Assassins are just dope. A good look for hip hop. I hope they, get together and put out like another compilation joint or something at some point. Like get in the comments, guys, and let me know if you rocked with the Soul Assassins. You know what I mean? M had some ties to the Soul Assassins as well, via like Be Real, you know what I mean, in Cypress Hill. And what we're talking about here, what comes into play in this is the Eminem Everlast beef. Like, it's a beef that doesn't get discussed that much, but Everlast of House of Pain, back in the day, Jump Around and all that, who I think is underrated when it comes to rhyming. Like, I think Everlast can spit. And for real, when him and M were going at it, man, he had some bars for M. He had that rhyme. What'd he say? Something. I got a video on my secondary channel. I'll share the link to that if you guys want to go check it out, where I feature some of the music in that beef. But he said something like, I got a comment like Haley, something like that. And that beef got crazy, man. Everlast felt like Eminem had disrespected him, and he had some bars for M, and they went back and forth a little bit. But when it was all going on, I remember hearing a story about how Be Real of Cypress Hill tried to like mediate the beef between them two. The beef just kind of like fizzled out, and it's been dead or whatever. But it was a crazy situation there. Like, Everlast really was coming for M's head. But anyways, what we're talking about here, this producer Dante Ross, like I said, is linked with the Soul Assassins collective, and he's cool with Everlast. Considers them good friends with Everlast. And on right on Eminem's birthday, he threw a tweet up and said, I don't know Eminem, but shout out to Eminem because he kept it real. When the 8 Mile soundtrack came out, which is a dope soundtrack. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second. But anyways, what was going on is he was tight with Eminem. And when the 8 Mile soundtrack came out, he had a couple tracks on there that he produced. And he said M could have cut those off of the soundtrack, and it would have hurt his pockets. You know what he said? Eminem kept it real, didn't cut those tracks off. And he said he ended up actually buying a house with the money he made from the 8 Mile soundtrack. Like, it was a big payday for him, because a lot of, like, there's so many people in hip hop that, like within the hip hop community, of course, like on the inside circles, like people know them, but like as far as fans, there's a lot of people that we might not necessarily know by name. Like, we know their work if we heard it, but we don't all know them. And like this dude Dante Ross, I'm sure a lot of fans may know him, and a lot of fans may be like, I don't know the guy, never heard of the guy. Just like he does A&R work, and like A&Rs, and a lot of people within the industry. For us everyday fans, we might not know them, and they gotta really, they don't get that shine like that, and they gotta really grind for every paycheck that they get. So this was a big payday for him on the 8 Mile soundtrack. And the fact that he's bringing this up, M knows I was super tight with Everlast. He could have cut my projects off that soundtrack. It sounds like there was still some tension going on at the time when that soundtrack came out. And the fact that he mentions that, just shows us that this kind of stuff happens within the industry. Like, you're coming up, you got your man's got beef with someone, and through your affiliation with them, other people, you know, say, listen, we're gonna pass on this guy, or we're not gonna feature this project or this song on this project, or etc., or things like that, you know. And the way that this ties in to the MGK beef is that when that beef was in full throttle, really, you know, out there like that, you know, MGK did interviews where he talked about how he put that tweet out there about Eminem's daughter, which I've always said, I feel why Eminem was hot about that. You know what I mean? But he said things like Eminem used his power, this is MGK's claims, and kind of blackballed him from certain like media outlets, wouldn't interview him, or different places he couldn't do shows, just things like that. Like Eminem used his influence against MGK. Now, like I said, a lot of people in my recent video were like, Jay, we disagree with you, man. We disagree with you. That beef's deaded. MGK was on Yellow Wolf's album after the beef or whatever, and at that time, you know, Yellow Wolf was still Shady Records or whatever. And then I remember MGK saying that in a song like "Don't Take Me Off Yellow Wolf's Joint" or whatever. But the fact that like this Dante Ross dude is saying that, like saying, yo, M, thank you for not taking me off the soundtrack because I had beef, or you had beef with Everlast, and that's my man or whatever. And the fact that MGK saying that, I'm not saying we got direct evidence that Eminem has done this, but we know this kind of thing happens, you know, like you inherit your friend's enemies or whatever, you know. It's the way it goes. But anyways, he's saluting M for that. You know, he said M didn't get petty on him, and you know, it all is a happy ending, you know, for him. He got that house off that bread, and he's continued, you know, to grow within the hip hop industry and everything like that. Now, one thing I wanted to speak about, though, that I said I'll get with you guys in a minute on, is that 8 Mile soundtrack. Now, I don't know what 2 tracks it is that this Dante Ross dude produced on there, but it's just a fire soundtrack that, like, I don't know if a lot of people really listen to the 8 Mile soundtrack, like how dope that project was. There are so many bangers on there, okay? And I'm not talking about Lose Yourself by Eminem. Even though, like, I like that song, it got super played out to me because, like, they just played it out, you know what I mean? On the radio everywhere, you know, like, it just got old, you know? But, a lot of bangers on there. As we know, 50 Cent's Wankster was originally on there. There's another banger on there, Eminem, 50 Cent, and Obi Trice. I think it's track 2 on the soundtrack. It's called Love Me. You know what I mean? Fire. Jay-Z and Freeway got a banger on there produced by Eminem called 8 Miles and Running. I think Eminem did a good job on the beat on that one. Nas got a banger on there. Rakim, who at this time was still affiliated with Dr. Dre and Aftermath, had a song on there called Rakim. It was like a acronym where he spelled out his name. He said, R, rugged and rough, that's how I do it. A, Allah, who I praise to the fullest. K, keep it moving. I stand alone. M, it's my crown, my world, my throne. That track was so dope. You know what I mean? Still disappointed that you know, Dr. Dre executive produced Rakim joint never materialized, and Rakim left Aftermath, you know, and nothing came of it. That still bothers me to this day, you know. But I've done a few videos about that, how Eminem and Dr. Dre are bad working with artists that they sign, in my opinion. There's so many other hot tracks on that soundtrack, though. I just wanted to bring that up because I feel like a lot of people don't listen to that soundtrack through. Like, to me, it's one of the joints you can really sit back and pretty much play that track for track. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this one, guys. I just thought this was a cool story to share, and like I said, it tied into the whole MGK thing and people, you know, blackballing people within the industry discussion that we were having. But join the discussion in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, the Soul Assassins, everything I touched on in this video, let's talk about it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell. Daily videos over here, music, news, sports, and much more. I'm out of here, you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.